Are you finding lots of older entrepreneurs who have great ideas, but have a harder time getting access to talent or access to capital or other kinds of resources than the kind of entrepreneur that people typically picture, which is maybe a 20-something entrepreneur?
Yeah, I don't think you see too many venture capital waiting rooms with people over 60.
It's an interesting question because, empirically there's data to support the fact that older entrepreneurs are actually more successful, 3 times more successful, folks who start a business in their 60s than their 30s. And it intuitively makes sense, right? Because they've got experience, they've got expertise, they've got network, and they've got typically access to their own capital. But in some ways, John, I don't think the issue is that the venture firms aren't interested. It's that there actually just hasn't been a supply of, first of all, startups focused on older adults, and then secondly, older adults who are founders. And so we're really, in starting Primetime, that was a big piece of our desire to start a seed fund or an early stage investment fund. We make investments in pre-seed, seed, and Series A businesses because we wanted to build, that momentum in the space of getting more founders interested. Unfortunately, a byproduct of COVID is that we are seeing a lot more entrance into the space because, one of the things that COVID did, since, 80% of the COVID-related deaths are older adults, and with all of the press on social isolation and housing concerns and aging in place and all of these issues, we've actually seen a lot more founders entering the space just in the past 6 months. So I think for an area that was incredibly underserved by founders, forget the capital, underserved by founders, we're now starting to see more business plans, more people reaching out, and maybe you see it as well at Alive Ventures.
John, one of the things that you mentioned, Abby mentioned, I mentioned, almost what I've noticed, I think Abby and I have noticed, is I would say almost every entrepreneur we've seen has gotten into this space because of some personal experience. There have been very few people who came along and said, I thought this was a great market and I decided to start a business. And I don't know a thing about it. No one I know has been sick. No one I know has been lonely. But I think it's a great opportunity. It doesn't work that way. There's some motivation behind it of some experience they've had.
Well, you, if I'm not mistaken, are 86 yourself. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the fact.
Yeah.
But I'm going to live to 114, and you better believe it.
No doubt. 114 is a very specific number. Is that?
Yeah, I picked it up. It was a long time ago. I didn't just invent it recently. So I've got 28 more years to go.